Hi there, folks. I'm Gene of RPG, and welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. And Lacey, we're in trouble. It's terrible.
Oh no! Terrible, terrible trouble. She will have our head.
I don't. How do you feel about jesters, Lacey?
Oh, not a big fan. Usually they're really annoying in games, Gene.
Well,
they're always up to no good.
These guys aren't going to be an exception, although I do like their theme song.
They do have a cute, jazzy theme song. We've talked about how I love soundtracks, and the soundtrack's going to make the game for me.
Oh, yeah. So, folks who might remember, last time we succeeded in impressing all the nobles. We got 10,000 gil, and we snuck into the castle, where we found who we assume is the princess running away. Somehow these jesters are aware that she's escaped.
And now they're fighting amongst themselves. Do I know? I do know. Do you really know? I know. How do you know? Because I know.
Because I don't? What?
I love the backwards way they talk.
No, one of them talks backwards. The other one talks forwards. It's really hilarious.
Oh, I never noticed. I've always noticed the backwards one, but I didn't know that it was... That makes sense. Beatrix. She's cute hair.
She has cute hair.
Yeah, look at her hair. It's cute.
She does have very pretty hair.
Show me.
She's also very scary.
Very scary? I guess that means she's not a playable character for us later.
Well, we'll learn about that quite a while from now. But Princess Garnet is in danger. I don't know how they figured this out, though.
Superstition. I still don't know how a cute princess comes from that ugly queen. The princess looks more like Beatrix's daughter than, Braun.
Maybe it really is Beatrice's daughter. You never know. But the guy we've completely ignored is a really important character.
You mean eyeliner guy?
He does indeed look like he has eyeliner on, I know.
He doesn't just look like it, he's wearing eyeliner.
He's just got really big eyes.
Are we going to use Steiner instead of Weiner?
Hey, he's like the oldest character we get. And also, fun fact, he's the only character whose name we're actually naming his last name.
Oh, his last name's Steiner?
Yes. His first name is always Adalbert.
Albert?
Adalbert. Not Albert, Adalbert.
Because he's adult-minded? So he's the only guy in the militia of women.
Yes, he has the only male squad in the entirety of Alexandria. Alexandria is completely run by women.
Funny part about this is that you're going to see his squad is not the most, what do you say, devilish. They're not the most debonair group.
Well, for
now they're
one,
naked.
For one, there's supposed to be 9 of them. Only 2 reported for duty, and they're naked. But we're now in control of Steiner. Steiner being...
Oh, I like how we get to play both parts. We get to play the... Well, so far, 3 parts. We were the bystander Vivi, we were Zidane, the flirtatious monkey, and now we're Steiner, the dimwit.
The dimwit.
The captain of the dimwits. Captain of the dimwits.
Captain of the dimwits.
Actually, he's calling them nitwits, the captain of the nitwits.
Oh, here's Mosh. We don't have mail for Mosh.
What I like is that the mail that we got from Vivi is carrying over to Steiner.
Yes. Mail transfers between characters. It doesn't matter where they are or whatever. Once you have mail in your inventory, it's available for all characters. That's important to remember. Here we have a list of the Knights of Pluto.
Pluto, that's no longer a planet.
Shh, it was back in 99, okay? Oh, look, it's the stage. Well, we can't do anything there. Alright, so we're going to take a quick gander around the castle because a side quest is... Well, I say side quest, but that's giving it a lot more credit. You can go around and find all the Knights of Pluto that, well, didn't report for duty. And you want to do this because you do get a reward for it.
I didn't know that.
This guy who is purposely running around and avoiding you is the first optional one to find. Dojibon. He's relatively competent. He's looking, but he is actively avoiding you, so...
I mean, I would actively avoid Steiner if he was my boss, too.
Oh, look, Lacey. It's a Sarai.
Oh, it is a Sarai. Sarai is what we call Shaft. And it's a Chinese shows.
Yep.
Yeah, I never saw this part of the castle. It's quite interesting.
Yep. I am looking for treasure at the moment, but there's something very interesting over here. All the Sarais.
Oh my god, Onionmeister. Oh, no wonder he's crying.
That is actually a reference to Final Fantasy III. Also, this is a very familiar looking character.
I feel like I've seen this character before.
Yeah, very well.
Eggmeister, Fried Affection.
The Ovenmeister.
Aptly named.
You can guess what all of their jobs in the kitchen are. Also, I'm not going to show the painting yet. I'll get to that later, I guess. Anywho, like I said, we want to find all the Knights of Pluto. They're pretty easy to find, but there's a couple of reasons for this. This guy's name is so weird. I don't even know how you say that.
Mullen Kadem?
Yeah.
Kadheim? Mullen Kedheim. I don't know. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna call him Molly.
Molly, alright.
That's not Molly.
So, a little bit of fun trivia that I found out very recently regarding Steiner and the Knights of Pluto. In an early draft of the story of Final Fantasy IX, Steiner was going to be the commander of an elite royal guard of paladins. The Knights of Pluto were going to be paladins.
Why did you want just 9 paladins in a party?
Well, I guess the idea is that, you know, paladins aren't an easy thing to achieve rank-wise, I guess.
Dr. Tot.
Yes, Dr. Tot.
Does that make his son Tater Tot?
That maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll see him later. But here is another Knight of Pluto, Watto. He never wanted to be in the military. And he wants to quit. We said no and he cries.
I would cry too.
You would cry too?
I would cry too. I'd much rather write fantasy novels than be in the military.
You know what? Me too. Anyway, I haven't been talking about it, but we get an awful lot of interesting world-building text here. Except for that. Stuff that'll be relevant later in the game, but yeah, you may want to remember.
Eidolon, but she said the Queen ordered books on. Interesting.
That painting hanging on the wall back there is a painting of Queen Braun with some kind of animal.
Mm-hmm.
But you may have noticed that all of the Knights of Pluto up to this point have had a name tied to them.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a little bit important to remember. Also, we're talking with the female guards because, well, Steiner's lonely.
Oh. It's nice that they actually respect him.
Huh?
It's nice that they actually respect him, at least. No one's made fun of him yet.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But
why does this Knight of Pluto not have a name?
Yeah, he doesn't have a name. You should also take note of where we found this guy, but the Knight of Pluto with the name is down here, who's just, he's clearly working hard.
Mm-hmm.
He's lazy, but as soon as he gets the call for action, he has fury.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually almost found all of the Knights of Pluto. In fact, I think this is the second to last one who's hitting on the female soldier, because
I hope she hits him.
You hope she hits him.
Just takes him out. How dare you fall in love? Find the princess!
Well, it's fine if he falls in love, just not when he's on duty.
Pluto Knights are desperate, man.
Wow, I mean, they are the only guys in the entire Alexandrian military. They're lonely.
It makes you wonder about the former king.
We learn a little bit more about the former king later, but this is the last night of Pluto, so you want to make sure that you talk to him after you found all the other ones. Do you climb
Oh
this?
my gosh.
Lacey, you just did exercise, right? Did you climb a tower?
I did not find the tower, but I did find my abs.
Well,
So
hey,
you know I
that's
there
one
are
thing.
layers of cookies.
Anyway, you talk to him, and then you want to talk to him a second time to get a reward. And there's going to be a lot of information regarding the Knights of Pluto, like each individual one. They're actually important hints for a side thing in the second half of the
Lucid
game.
and Cole.
Huh?
Unicorn, Cole, Laudo. Dojiban.
Ojaban. But these little details that seem really insignificant, like giving orders to the knight with a knack for navigating the neighborhood, this is actually really important information for a side thing in the second half of Final Fantasy IX.
Good to know.
It's good to know, but good luck remembering it. But if
I
you
got this.
Did you say you got that?
I got this.
Ah, I was about to say, that is your reward for finding all the Knights of Pluto. If you do not find all of them before talking to this guy, you do not get an elixir.
How rude.
Elixirs being the best healing item in Final Fantasy IX. But with that, we're ready to move on with the story. And you might remember the position of that Knight of Pluto who didn't have a name and how he was in front of that
He's
tower
guarding
that's
a gate, yeah.
right across the way there.
Mm-hmm.
The princess must be found. Oh, there she is.
Like how Zidane's just chasing her in a circle.
I would like to point out Zidane's disguise is gone.
Uh-huh. He took his pet clothes off so that she'd be awed by his monkey tail.
We also learned that what happens in this cutscene is very uncharacteristic for her. I love that. I love,
like, what the hell?
yeah, I love Steiner because he's such a goofball. Lacey doesn't like Steiner.
I do not care for Steiner as a character. You'll see why later on.
But look at him, he's so funny.
He's useless. Causes more problems than he helps.
Maybe from a story angle, but we'll talk about him gameplay-wise once we actually get to a point where we can utilize him. Yeah, I guess I should go ahead and say that. Any of the characters whose names you pick are going to be in your party.
Oh, good to know. Oh, she comes back.
So we're going to take a moment and talk to the band.
Any mariachi?
Mariachi. I don't think so. Do mariachi bands have drummers?
No idea. They might. Depends on the mariachi band.
Anyway, through this door, we're going to meet Lacey.
What? That's Ruby.
It is Ruby, but it's
What did you do?
Lacey.
Alright.
She's supposed to have a Texan accent.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And evidently she hit him. See? Texas accent. See? Partner, you guys talk like that, right? Right?
Uh-huh. Absolutely. 100%.
Anywho, I'm not really sure why she ran all this way and then suddenly decided to stop.
She didn't realize, hey, my feet hurt.
Hey, my feet hurt. You know what? If you look at the kind of shoes she's wearing later, I wouldn't be surprised. Then again, her whole entire outfit confuses me.
I like how she's like, I am actually. No.
She needs a favor, though, Lacey. I don't think she can be kidnapped if she wants to leave. I don't think that's kidnapping.
It depends on the perspective.
Huh?
In her perspective, she's not being kidnapped. But in someone else's, she might be.
Huh. I guess that could be true. And it's Cinna. It's Zidane's friend with a hammer.
I really kind of wish Cinna had like a Jamaican accent. It could be Cinnamon.
That's funny. Oh, poor Cinna. Cinna is the member of their group, which is called Tantalus, that always gets made fun of. The poor guy.
Poor guy.
And Steiner is hot on their trail. And
then nobody stopped a random guard from going on the pirate ship or theater ship.
That's evidently not. But it goes to show how smart Steiner is, because he went into a closet and started yelling for the princess's name at random things on the shelf.
Well, and then a Slither soldier pops in. Like, this is the weirdest thing.
Yeah, but you know, it didn't have one of the names.
Ooh, that means it's probably...
We'll see, actually, here in a little bit, but... For now, we need to...
Jump down the mysterious hole! And don't close the top. Why would you not close the top?
Well, okay, maybe they don't have a way to close the top.
You can easily grab the end.
Well,
oh, no, I see you can't. That's the table, not the catch.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see in a second here, though, but they actually fall quite a ways. That hole goes down quite a ways. Ah, there's a traitor amongst the Pluto Knights. Ooh, an engine. Lacey, you know something about engines, right?
Nope, not a thing.
Not a thing?
Yep, not a thing.
Oh, well, that's too bad, because we're going to play with the engine.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so you want to go and look at the engine, and let's turn the wheel to the left. Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Hey, treasure!
But we're also going to make the ship crash, so we got to power it back up. Now, let's try turning it to the right. You know, more power. Go faster.
Well, ruin the engine, huh?
There is just no pleasing Cinna. I mean, can't have it being too weak. We can't have it being too strong. There's no pleasing him. It's like that little bear from Goldilocks.
Wasn't there a treasure box that dropped or something?
Yes, actually, by turning the wheel both directions, there are 2 treasure boxes that fall. One gives you a phoenix down, really useful. We'll talk about that later, though. And the other, excuse me, and the other one being a
telling me
phoenix.
the other Final Fantasy games, you know what a phoenix down does.
Yes, but we have to assume that nobody watching's played a Final Fantasy game.
Nobody?
We have to assume nobody's watched or seen or played one. Also, I'm wondering where this pole was.
The hole? The pole. Oh, isn't that what they climbed down on, or? No?
No, that's not what they climbed down on. That's what Steiner slid down on, but we just went one room to the left.
Interesting.
Anywho, we now face off.
Go Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers. Alright, but we're facing off with Steiner. Villains. Also, Cinna is really weak.
You don't say.
Like, Cinna's most likely gonna die in most of these fights. But with that, you can steal, I think it was a leather hat and a silk shirt. And I actually think we just got everything from him. Yes, we did. So, all that's left is to beat him up. So, because you don't gain experience or anything from any of these intro battles here, you're never gonna lose them. I don't know if it is possible to actually lose them or not. I'd assume if you just stood around doing nothing, but that would take forever. So, Lacey, I want to ask, how much, when you played Final Fantasy IX, how much were you actually using the steal command?
Not as much as you are. I used it a little bit, but I prefer to use it on like much further along in the game. In the beginning, I didn't use it much at all.
I see. Well, admittedly, a lot of the stuff we're going to be able to get very soon. Oh no! Steiner cut off the armor and Ogolops! They're everywhere! I don't remember if we mentioned what an Ogolop is, but it's like a cockroach beetle thing. And it's King Leo on stage.
Prince Schneider and his kingdom. What? That wasn't his name?
It's in the play. Okay, so in the play, there's Marcus the peasant. That's the guy with the bandana whose name is actually Marcus. And King Leo, the bad guy, wants his daughter, who's in love with Marcus, to marry Prince Schneider.
Ah, so he could steal the other kingdom. Got you.
Yes,
He
exactly.
didn't care much for his daughter. What a jerk.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. But, well, we'll see a little bit more. After all, the play's coming to a head here. But, meanwhile, behind the scenes, we're trapped.
Oh, dear.
It's okay, though. We're going to take a number 2.
A what?
We're going to take number 2. Furthermore, this whole thing right here kind of perplexes me because everybody's watching.
Yeah, but they may not recognize the princess. Only Schneider might, because he's the only one who pays attention to her.
Yeah, you would think so. It's just... See, they're all just standing around doing nothing right now, technically.
Mm-hmm.
To the people who are watching, except for Steiner, who's kind of stage shocked.
He looks like he pissed himself.
Lacey!
He did!
That's so mean! Poor Steiner.
I don't know what his face is like.
But since they have to improvise, because this was definitely not part of the plan, King Leo here is calling Steiner Prince Schneider. And Steiner, being an idiot, thinks that he's being serious.
Did you marry the princess? At least he knows he's not good enough for princess.
What if he knows what?
At least he knows he should not marry the princess. Well, wouldn't it be funny if he'd been all like, "Hey, baby, how are you?" And she'd been like, "Snag it, Steiner."
Well, that'd be really sad. Poor Steiner.
I know.
But there's going to be a sudden plot twist. Marcus is going to kill King Leo.
You ruined it!
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Spoiler!
Oh, I was wrong.
But she still loves her daddy.
She does. She loves her father, even though he's a dick. and because Steiner's stupid, he thinks that she's actually been stabbed.
The funny part is how easily she's adapting to the role. She's playing it, you know?
Well, we learn a little more about that later, but apparently she studied drama. Of course,
Princess
studying...
has to study drama? Oh.
Yeah, apparently. Of course, studying and acting are two different things.
True.
But, it's okay. We
Queen
managed
doesn't
to...
know.
Huh?
But the queen has no idea.
Well, okay, the queen's pretty stupid. Also, her belly is jiggling something fierce.
Is that her belly or her...
I'm gonna say her belly just because I don't really want to be as grossed out. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I don't know how Vivi and Puck got on that part of the stage. Because I don't know if you remember, because it's actually been a few days now. In fact, Lacey's had a birthday.
They were up on top of the house, right?
Yeah. They snuck in through the top of the house. What?
No,
Yeah, the rat left us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
He's a rat.
I know, that damn dirty rat. So, Vivi's being chased by the Knights of Pluto, and, I think it's safe to say the play's shot at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And, poor Vivi. Vivi is a black mage. Black mages in the Final Fantasy series have access to magic, the most basic of which being fire. That said, Vivi is only about 9 years old, supposedly, and, well, his aim's not that great.
He can't walk straight either, so I would assume he couldn't shoot straight.
Yeah, that's true. Vivi is a pretty big klutz. But anyway, our cover's blown, so Steiner's not willing to give up the pursuit. I made mention a little bit ago that a dropped plot line for Final Fantasy IX was that Steiner was going to be in command of an elite squad of paladins, and during the drop plot point, the paladins were going to be storming the theater ship, which I assume would happen right about now. But for whatever reason, they decided to drop the elite paladin shtick and instead go with the comical inept knights, which I prefer. I think they're more fitting. I don't know how Lacey feels on it.
I did not enjoy this fight, if I recall.
Well, this fight's really boring because you're on stage, you're locked into using special effects, the stage magic, which does nothing. It's not that it's a hard fight, because again, these fights are the very beginning of the game. It's very unlikely that you're going to lose. In fact, Vivi's gonna take out 2 of these guys in one shot, because Vivi doesn't have special effects. He has real damage. And, well, the Knights of Pluto are pretty windy. They like to run away.
I'm getting for my jade!
So all that's left is Steiner. We cannot steal from him in this fight because, well, we're on stage. Steal is replaced with special effects. I'll talk a little bit about Garnet in the next part because we're actually approaching the end of this part, I think.
This has been a really good part. I've enjoyed this.
It has. This is still the beginning, but the plot's starting to pick up. But anywho, folks, I'll see you all in part number 4.
See you later!